In this video, we'll talk about 5 unexpected expenses that come with owning an old hotel. Hey guys, I'm shooting from home this week, but that doesn't mean the work at the hotel stopped. Stick around to the end of the video to see the day 10 update. 43 days remaining. Okay, so first on the list is taxes. My first recommendation is to hire a CPA. The amount of money it costs you is nowhere close to how much money he'll save you. Because their specialty, their job is to literally know all the taxes you're supposed to pay. When we first started off, I assumed that I was paying all my taxes. I didn't realize how many taxes there were for a hotel in the capital city. You have your hospitality tax, you have your arena tax, you have your sales tax, and you have several other taxes to pay along the way. Property taxes, capital gain taxes, payroll taxes. Missing any of those taxes will cost you a lot of money. And my first year, I ended up having to pay a lot of money back to the city because I wasn't paying all my taxes. The second major expense was a lot more exciting. We had a boiler and chiller system. Again, most older hotels would probably run off a boiler and chiller system. Unfortunately, my boiler and chiller system was not properly maintained, and it pretty much was at the end of its life expectancy. When the cast iron pipes that ran through my building started to explode, my newly renovated rooms quickly became destroyed. So I decided to couple that with other types of boilers. We have a potable water boiler for water that goes to the sinks, and then we have the heating and cooling boiler. When we replaced both of these, our gas bill went from $5,500 a month down to less than $400 a month. Definitely worth the extra savings. Number 3 is exploding water mains. Again, you'll notice that plumbing is a major issue in an older hotel. It's not something that you will immediately know is wrong until it explodes. We discovered that our water main had a hole in it after the 4th of July weekend in 2017, where we ended up with a geyser in the front of our hotel. It wasn't really the repair cost that cost me the most money here. It was the new water bill. It broke right after the main, so my water bill shot up to around $40,000 for that period. Again, I don't know how you'd go about checking to see if your water main is going to have an issue, but plumbing in general is something to expect to have to repair at some point. So the 4th major issue is the water bill. We actually just finally paid off the water bill at $40,000. All right, so the most expensive and frustrating thing to replace was our door locks. So we actually are just now finally able to replace our door locks. Unfortunately, it's not something that you're able to get a normal loan for. It's not considered a main system. It's not really something you can put collateral against. And it's not something that people see as a necessity. Everybody just assumes you buy one door lock at a time. Unfortunately, with an old hotel, you're usually using a door lock system from the 80s or 90s that the maintenance guys have just been able to keep alive just barely. And that's kind of what we did for the last 7 years. We kept the door locks and the door lock systems alive by rebuilding them with used parts or rebuilding them with parts from other door locks. So finally, this year, we were able to put aside $43,000 to replace our door lock system, upgrading it to the new RFID, and therefore eliminating our door issues. Up until this year, our quotes to replace our door lock system were all in the $50,000 to $60,000 range, and just really wasn't something that we were able to afford. All right, so that's the 5 main unexpected expenses of buying an older hotel. Taxes, lots of plumbing issues, specifically your boiler systems and your main water systems. The bills that come with these broken systems as you're trying to repair them. Oh, I forgot, PTAC units. When our boiler and chiller system was deemed to be not repairable, it was going to be the cost of $1.5 million to replace the whole thing. We switched over to PTAC units. Those are the small little AC units you see in most hotels. Unfortunately, they cost about $1,500. You can actually buy them used, refurbished, and guaranteed a lot cheaper online. Up until recently, I'd always been buying them brand new, which means I probably spent about $70,000 on PTACs. All right, so let's review. I wasted about $30,000 on taxes that I didn't know I owed. I would have owed them anyway, but it was a big shock to have it at one time. my potable water hot water heaters were about $15,000 a piece. I've had to replace 3, so that's $45,000. My boiler and chiller system I replaced with P-TEC units probably cost somewhere north of $70,000, probably closer to $100,000. And most recently was my door locks for $43,000. I've probably wasted about $40,000 to $100,000 on water bills just from having a break in the water main. All this meant extra expenses that were not originally budgeted for, but had to be paid if I wanted to keep the hotel open. So today at the hotel, they're working on siding. The roofing company has come out. They're checking out any leaks that may have started from the hailstorm we had this spring, and they'll be mitigating any damages to make sure that it doesn't actually affect the rooms. And that's the end of day 10. Please like and subscribe.